Hi folks, Colin here, back with more rock and roll. Good to see you. I'm going to show you how to play sort of rockabilly scale sort of licks today. The main thing I'm going to teach you is the rockabilly scale. I might put it into context if I've got enough time. We might have a wee look at Route 66. Just depends how it goes. So basically the rockabilly scale is a bit like the pentatonic scale, minor pentatonic. So if you're in the A, that's what your minor pentatonic scale would be, coming down 8, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5. And all we do, what we do is we're actually bringing pattern 1 and pattern 2 together into one position. So we're going to come down 8, 7, 5. Then 8, 7, 5, then we're going to come down 8, 7, 6, 5, let's just do that, 8, 7, 5, 8, 7, 5, 8, 7, 6, 5, and then we're going to come down 7, 5 on the D, then 7, 6, 5 on the A, then 8, 7, 5 on the low E. So it's actually very similar to the rockabilly, to the minor pentatonic scale. We're just adding in that 7 on the E string, 7 on the B string. We're adding in an 8 on the G string and a 6 on the G string. Now, I don't tend to practice the scale quite like that because that's not generally how I'd use it in practice. So when you're playing rockabilly, you tend to play more than one string at a time, and I tend to practice the scale like that, or I used to when I was learning it. So you come down 8 on the top 2 strings, so if you can bar that top 2 strings with your pinky, already it sounds a little bit more rockabilly. Then come down 7 on your ring finger, and then 1 on your 5th fret with your 1st finger. Already it sounds more rockabilly now. If you were to slide from 4 to 5 with your 1st finger, that's instantly kind of getting you into that rockabilly zone. Now there's lots of notes on the G string, so you can sort of come down 2 strings at a time like that. So the main thing about the G string, I'd probably come down 8, 7, 5, 8, 7 on the G, and then go hammer on 5 to 6 on the G and play the 5 on the B underneath it, like that. So that's almost like a riff in itself. And I'm coming down to sort of 7 on the D string, and then you've got 5 on the D string. So you see what I did there? 8, 7, 5, 8, 7, 5 to 6, playing that 5 underneath, 7 on the D, 5 on the D. And already just sort of playing that scale, you're starting to get sort of rockabilly sounding licks just coming through naturally. So 8, 7, 5, 8, 7, 5, sorry, 8, 7, 5 to 6, 7, 5, 7, 6, 5, then 8, 7, 5. And that note there, that is your flat 5. That is kind of like, that's a kind of, it's kind of like a slightly menacing note, and it's up here again. That's the 8th fret of the G. So that's kind of very unstable note. And if you're playing the top 3 strings, 8, 7, 8, that's kind of like it's like a diminished chord. Again, very rockabilly. Okay, so all the great thing about that is you just watch this video back a couple of times, slow it down. A lot of information, but that's all information you kind of need really to play rockabilly. Now there are other notes sort of down below. Sorry, I was on the 5th fret. So you can go down a fret. You can move it back a fret, you'll get extra notes. So now we'll play all these over the 1 chord, the A chord in the key of A. Then if we go up to the 4 chord, the D, all these notes still work. And then over the 5 chord, all works again. So with just that little kind of group of notes, you can play over the whole fretboard. So if it's in the key of G, then I'm just using the same idea for the G chord. And my 4 chord will be C. And back to G. Up to the 5. And I'll just do the same over the C. And hopefully you can hear the chord changes as I'm going along. Back to the 1 chord, in this case G. So that is kind of like pretty handy, and that scale I use a lot when I'm soloing, especially if you're improvising and people are asking you to do a little solo, or you've got a short section in the song, or maybe the band's going well and people are dancing, and the singer will say to you, do another solo because we don't want to stop the song yet. So these are good tricks to know, and I've loads more folks, so keep watching, and if you're interested, drop me a line and we can set up a workshop and go into it in more detail. Okay, thanks very much for watching, speak to you soon.